Hey viewers, we're back with Balance. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm your host, Buck Andrews.
And I'm Paula Ilonze. To begin our mental health episode, let's have a mindful moment to talk about empathy in our current cultural climate. After the Parkland shooting, many students rallied together by having school-wide walkouts over the weekend, and we saw hundreds marching for their lives, protesting in large cities across the country.
These kids want to feel like their votes are heard, and we as a country can empathize with their struggle. No matter how you feel about guns, we wanted to talk about the necessity of empathy. Simply defined, empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Paula, what does empathy mean to you? And I want to know how your understanding of empathy has affected your perception of mental health.
Well, empathy, as I've always understood it growing up, is putting yourself in the shoes of others. And obviously, you know, people can look kind of like give a side eye towards empathy, like, oh, I totally understand when you're like, no, you don't, like, you're not me, you're not in my shoes. And so I get that. But it's just trying. It's just like, you know, even though you don't know exactly what they're feeling, you're trying to empathize. Like, you're trying to, like, just be understanding, essentially.
Yeah.
Get it, you know? And for me, that's really key to a lot of my friendships because, you know, anxiety or, you know, any kind of depression is not something that I've ever had to deal with. Mm-hmm. And so when I'm not gonna lie, when I was like growing up and I'd have a friend, they're like, I just can't, like, you know, and they'd be freaking out and about something. And I would just be like, calm down. And I've seen now in so many places that everyone's like, don't say that. That's the wrong thing to say. Yeah. And so now I'm like, because I didn't understand it. Yeah. But with empathy, it's important to be like, even if I cannot understand what you're possibly thinking, what you're going through, I just want to be here for you.
I agree. And I think it's like this effort, like you're saying, of almost making sure you're not devaluing somebody else's emotions. Mm-hmm. Because if you do that, then it's just going to suppress them and it's going to make them feel terrible about whatever they're experiencing.
Or that it's not normal.
Yeah, or that's totally not normal. And I think also going back to earlier when you were saying empathy is about trying, I really think that that is so key because if you're making the effort, then that's the biggest part about empathy, to understand another individual, which is tough. And people, especially, I don't know, in this day and age, I think everyone needs to really work on their empathetic skills and just try to, again, as you were saying earlier, walk in the shoes of another person just for a day and really experience that.
Especially with so many movements. Like, can you believe there's so much pushback from these poor students?
I know!
Really, who just survived such a horrific event, and they're out here trying to do something about it, to make change, and you know, people are unsympathetic to what they've gone through.
Yeah, not even politicians, but internet trolls.
People and just around. So empathy is really important. Even with the Black Lives Matter movements and all the movements and trans rights and everything is just a matter of supporting, because if you didn't live that life, you don't have a stake in it.
No,
you just have to be like, this is what you've gone through. I respect that. I accept it.
Yeah, and especially with certain movements, I have no idea what certain people have gone through, and it's just a matter, again, of trying not to acknowledge their sensations, acknowledge that they feel that way, and not push it down. Not be like, why do you feel this way? Come on, no.
The first thing of discounting it is the first way to discount someone's experience is the first way to just ruin something.
Yeah, it's not good.
So empathy. At the end of the day, empathy.